Carol and I have just met. This wasn't planned or anything. I saw her name on her name tag. Okay, go ahead.
Why do birds suddenly appear?
Okay, with feeling now. Come on.
Why do birds suddenly appear? You are near.
Every time you are near.
Just like me, they long to be close to you.
Keep going.
That is why all the guys in town follow you
Follow you.
all around. Just like me, they long to be close to you.
Right. We're gonna share the mic here a little bit. Now, I think most of us, when we heard that, thought that was a beautiful, romantic song. And if a guy came up and said that to me, I'd be flattered. You know, I think that was pretty nice. But then I got to humming that and thinking about those words one day. And, I mean, even the first line, anything strike you as odd about that? Why do birds suddenly appear?
You got food.
Could be. Could be. That's a good answer. But the thing is, that's just odd. Food or not, that every time you appear, birds come out. That's kind of frightening. Now, maybe if you had a little pet bird that came along with you, you know, but every time she comes out of the house, birds appear. A big flock of birds following her around. Now, Carol, what happens when you have a flock of birds? You ever wash your car and they poop? You know, you wash your car, park it under a tree. You can park it in the middle of the mall parking lot. It's like they know clean cars. They will poop on your car. So now we got this woman walking around, bird poop all over. I mean, he said birds with an S. There's a bunch of them. And they long to be close to her. I can understand. She might be giving off some kind of bird-attracting chemical. But the other thing I thought was odd is read that line for me again, real loud.
That is why all the guys in town.
Wait, did that say the single guys in town?
No.
All the guys in town are following this woman around. Single, married, little boys, babies crawling along, getting in the bird poop. This is a mess. This town is going to hell in a handbasket. What do you think the women in the town are going to be saying about now?
Oh my goodness.
There is going to be some gossip. I suspect she might wake up with a horse's head in her bed. She's got the birds and she's got the men following her around. What do birds do? What do they eat? Worms. Insects. So now we got a plague. Locusts, insect, worms everywhere. Birds aren't doing their job. They're following this woman around all the time. And what about the guys? I mean, that's most of the fire department, the police department, houses burning down, crime, yards aren't getting mowed. This is a nightmare. How could she have been around long enough for somebody to write a song about her? They would have run her out of town. You know that. Thank you. You've been a great help. Hold on. I'm going to give Carol a copy of my book, Mom, Are We There Yet? It's available online, Amazon.com. You can sing it? Come on up and sing it, and I'll send you a book. Okay, all right. I heard some good singing today at that lunch.
Yeah, that was me.
Was that you? And I was trying to get close to you. One of the reasons that we sweat the small stuff is because we don't recognize it as small stuff. When we are stressed, everything seems like an emergency. Leanne Joshua, a stress management expert, has 5 simple questions that you should ask yourself when something is upsetting you. And I do this all the time. Somebody cuts me off in traffic or, just take something, drink my last Dr. Pepper. I ask myself these 5 simple questions. Number 1, am I in physical danger? Does it hurt now? Will it hurt later? Number 2, is anyone I care about in danger? That's something to get upset about. Number 3, is there anything I can do right now to change the situation? Remember that prayer, Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Number 4, will this situation have a long-term impact on my life? For example, I did get cut off as I was coming down here on 35 today. And there was a time when I was younger, I would have gotten right on those people's bumper and followed them, ranting and raving, throwing the bird, just having a fit. Of course, I didn't have as nice of a car then, but... and also people weren't carrying weapons like they do now. But the point is, when you look at that, I got here. My car wasn't damaged. I wasn't run off the road. And not only that, I don't know what was going on with those people, because I've cut people off. My mind was on something else, and sometimes it was an emergency. I was trying to hurry up and get home. There was someone bleeding, someone hurt. There are reasons that people do these things, so there is no point in you running up your blood pressure over something that happened in a split second, and it's now over. Let it go. Let it go. Don't get on the cell phone and call your friend and your husband, tell them about how somebody almost cut you off. Don't keep talking about it all day long, letting it ruin your day. Just let it go. It's over. And number 5, will getting mad help? And the answer to that is usually, almost always, no. If your answers to these questions are no, then relax and try to find a calm way to approach the situation. In other words, don't make a mountain out of a molehill. We have enough mountains to climb without creating imaginary ones. That reminds me of a story my mother told me when I was going off to school. It seems a new pastor was appointed to lead a little country church, and he was young, his first church. He was very excited, as we all are when we get our first job, and he wanted to make some physical improvements to the church. It was older, had been deteriorating a bit, and he thought if he could make some changes, it would mark a new era, a new beginning, a new direction. New administrations usually want to do that. So he discussed it with his wife, and they decided that a chandelier in the foyer would be a good start. They had a small budget, but that would be right there in the entrance. Everybody would see it. They thought that was a great idea. So he told his sweet little secretary, Miss Mabel. Miss Mabel was 80 years old. She had been there since the church was founded. And he said, Miss Mabel, put me on the agenda at the next meeting of the deacons board. So you know he was Baptist, because we have to go through the deacons board. I'm Baptist too. During the meeting, to his surprise, Miss Mabel, his sweet, devoted secretary, opposed him vehemently, fought tooth and nail against the chandelier. The deacons finally consented in a very, very close vote. Miss Mabel was influential. They'd all known her since they were young, and you know, you had to really have a strong spine to go against Miss Mabel. But they went ahead and supported the new pastor. And afterwards, the young pastor, he went to Miss Mabel. She'd been so supportive and helpful. He said, Miss Mabel, why were you fighting me so on the chandelier? What's wrong with the chandelier? And Miss Mabel said, Pastor, first of all, I'm the secretary. I take the notes during the meetings, and I can't spell chandelier. Secondly, I've been living here all my life. I know everybody in this town, and can't nobody play a chandelier. And third, if you'd asked me, I would have told you what we really need is a light by the front door.
We hope you enjoyed this podcast featuring best-selling author, Doctor of Dental Surgery, and motivational speaker, Monica Dr. Mo Anderson. Educational and entertaining, Dr. Mo Anderson has the right prescription for success. To learn more about Dr. Mo, or have her speak to your corporate, civic, or student group, visit her online at drmoeanderson.com or on Twitter at drmoeanderson.